Another way of getting this would be, connecting with nature, just going out into, mountains. If you're living in a mountainous area, we can go hiking, go to a beach where you're looking at the expansiveness of the ocean or a large body of water.
Hi, welcome to the Judy Terrell Show, where I explore topics intended to optimize every body 50, 60, 70, and above.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. If you are joining me on this video, then you are in my sixth episode in a series of 6 that I'm addressing tiredness, fatigue, not feeling refreshed. And even though you're feeling that way, even though you might be getting enough sleep, or maybe you're not getting enough sleep, but even when you do get some sleep, you're still not feeling like, you're feeling like something's not quite right because you're just not feeling refreshed. All right, so I'm addressing that. If that's you, you're in the right place. This is episode number 6. I have 6 different types of rest that a human being needs. One of them is physical. Most of us think physical will just do it and it will energize you and you should feel fantastic. But if you're not getting rejuvenation and rest in these other 5 realms, you can get all the sleep in the world and you're still going to feel like as if something's not quite right with your energy. All right. So I have covered physical rest. I have covered mental rest. I have covered sensory rest. I have covered emotional and social rest. I covered creative rest. And if some of those you're like, what is that? Then please go back and watch, those episodes in this series because they might be the pearl that you need for your fatigue. And in this last episode, I'm going to talk about spiritual rest. All right, we are very engaged in our lives in 21st century. All right, we are very self-involved. We are involved with family. We're involved with our work. We're involved with our friends and our immediate environment and everything that goes on when we wake up in the morning. What our to-do lists and our shopping and our creative processes and all the things that have to do with the realm of which we are living. But we can feel exhausted and fatigued if you're not getting some sort of a practice to step out of that so you can recharge your battery for that and then engage on what's a bigger realm, something that is bigger than just your everyday, environment and sense of what you're responsible to. So this is the spiritual rest. And it involves stepping out of all the things having to do with you and tapping into a larger energy. All right. And so this could be a couple different things, right? So for some of us, this might be some sort of a spiritual practice of, practice prayer, or, going to a church service or a temple or some sort of a conglomeration, a meeting site where now what's being discussed is sense of connection and a higher energy source of which we're all a part of that's above and encompasses your own individual life, but that is bigger than that. It adds perspective to, just coming back and then being in the immediacy of your life. A lot of us don't have something that can take us into this bigger step back realm, and we're getting burnt out and exhausted because, it's kind of like you're spinning like, why am I doing this? What's important about this? Or, is this all there is or whatever? Like those can be very, very, very fatiguing if you don't have some sort of a plug-in for something that's bigger. And so spiritual practices, there's all different types. For instance, for me, there's a period about, 15, 20 years ago where I was regularly going to sweat lodges. There's an entity near where I live. They have them on a monthly basis. And, I participate in a sweat lodge. And when you're in a sweat lodge, you go beyond your physical self. You go beyond, you're closing off, your connection with all that goes on in your life. And for that, 2-hour period, you are, going beyond your physical body and into another realm.
Your Second 50 Life is my virtual platform that is designed for both men and women over 50 and 60, 70, and 80. And it includes pre-recorded video information on exercise and how to do it, whether you're fit and in good health, or if you have bad knees, bad shoulders, a bad back, whatever. It includes information on how to eat for weight management and how to eat for health management. It includes information on the psychology of aging And what do we need to do in our heads? Because let's face it, this aging thing is not for the faint of heart. So your Second 50.life is a virtual platform of resources that you can access at your own leisure, but it also includes 2 times a month live video coaching with me so that you can bring your own individual questions and get individual coaching, as well as have access to all the information on the pre-recorded videos. So please check it out, because we're all in this together and we got this.
And that spoke to me. It worked for me for quite a while. For some of us, it's just re-engaging. If you have let it go, some going to some sort of a, meeting, a prayer meeting of some sort, so that you are now planning a plug-in to rejuvenate your battery, because you're stepping out of the immediacy of the world that we live in and kind of tapping into this larger sphere. Some people believe in certain things, a God or a spirit. It might be just the universal energy field, whatever name you want to give it, something bigger than you, and having some sort of a practice for engaging in that. And some of us might benefit from doing that on a daily basis, and that might look like a meditation practice, where you're just focusing in on your breath and then allowing yourself to transcend your physical body. That includes your mind, and then going into this other more mindful realm that's bigger, that you're kind of leaving your vehicle and kind of going into the larger energy, sphere. That could be a daily practice. Some people might need a weekly practice. Some people might only need it on a monthly or quarterly practice, but we all need this on some level. And so I'm offering this as insight to you, spiritual rest, stepping out of the everyday realm of which we all know might be something that you're not getting enough of. And that might be where you need to concentrate to get more energy, when that alarm goes off in the morning and you get up. All right. So another way of getting this would be, connecting with nature, just going out into, mountains. If you're living in a mountainous area, we can go hiking. Go to a beach where you're looking at the expansiveness of the ocean or a large body of water, something that, if you're near something like the Grand Canyon, but you're now, the expansiveness of the, nature setting that you're in, stimulating you to think beyond just the everyday mundane, right? Another thing I've done is I've gone walking in graveyards, where I'm now looking at the graves of people that were alive that are no longer here, and then, contemplating, well, what is meaningful? What do I want to tap into, to make when I'm in the ground in a grave, that when people remember me, what will I have, what will my life have meant? What do I want to manifest here that is going to be bigger than when I leave, that will have a lasting ramification. These are the kind of things that will rejuvenate your spiritual, battery. And the last one I want to mention is service to others. So, it could be sponsoring a child, for a reading program. It could be, participating in a charity drive of some sort. But something, a reconstruction from a environmental damaged area in your area. Anything where you're now, helping on a bigger level than just your immediate life. Many of us need that. We all need this. When they study the blue zones on the earth, this sense of community and purpose, larger than just yourself, is one of the top things that are identified as manifested in people who are living longer and optimal lives, a longer health span versus lifespan. So this sense of spiritual rejuvenation and getting spiritual rest by stepping out of the everyday realm that we all live in is something that I think a lot of us would really benefit from, identifying what level you need and putting in some sort of a regular practice, whatever frequency that would be, to rejuvenate that battery. And that might be just that might be like getting a week straight of just amazing 10-hour sleep nights. You got my point, right? All right, everybody, this is the last in my series. So we've covered physical rest. We need to get enough of that. We need mental rest. We need to get enough of that. We covered sensory rest. We need to get enough of that. We covered social and emotional rest, the balance. We need to get enough of that. And now creative rest. We need to get enough of that. And now spiritual rest, rejuvenation. And now the series was designed, you might just see one of those where you're deficient in, and that might be where you need to focus. You might see 3 of them that you're deficient in, and that might be really life-altering for you. So these 6 types of rest and getting them in balance for you might be the thing you need to make you feel more alive and feel more energized and rejuvenated in your everyday life. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me. If you've gotten really, valuable things from this series or even just this episode, I invite you to go to my website, judyterrell.com. I have a lot of resources there. I have Your Second 50.life. It's a subscription platform. I'm addressing everything having to do with optimizing health, how you feel, how you look, and how your health of your body from 50 plus. So check that out. And until I see you in another video, we have got this fatigue thing, and I hope to see you again really soon. And if you'd like to have access to some of my additional resources, I can be found at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on my website, www.judyterrell.com.